Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the book that I've read um, this last, well, this month, March, and it was probably it's going to be my book of the month unless something happens in 2 days. This is going to be my book of the month. This is Lord of the Night by Simon Spurrier. This is an old book in terms of Warhammer 40k. We're talking 2005, so 20 years ago, 21 years ago. I still remember when I finished this book that these books have had this little synopsis not synopsis, the names of the books that they were published and the catalog of all of them. Very fine. Then they stopped doing this in around 2005 or 2006. I still have a couple of books that all March. Check. So, about this book, what did I enjoy about this? So basically, this is a tale about Lord of the Night. So you guess it. It's going to be about the traitor Space Marines Night Lords. So basically, we're following two characters on this book. The first one, it's commander of the Lord of Night Lords, not Lord of the Night Lords, which is Zahal. The second character we are following is Mitra, which is interrogator, psyker of part of the retinue of Inquisition. And what's interesting about this is that each chapter is one from his perspective, one from her perspective, and the stories interline, but they are different, but they interline. So what you have here is basically the Sahal is searching for a crown, the Corona Nox, which is the crown that the night god, so Karat curse Karat, I don't know. He gave to his descendant, in this case Zahal, and would be the first, would be the captain, the next commander of the Night Lords when as you know, he dies, the Night Lord Primarch, and before dying, because he saw that he's going to die, so he planned the succession, and the succession will be Zahal. So we said, here is the crown, take it and be the what you are meant to be, the follower. So he's tracking, because that crown was stolen, and he's tracking throughout the warp. The beginning of the book, it starts in crashing in the planet. That planet has some hives, and he goes to that hive to track that culprit. He soon learns that it's not the 31 millennium, or because this is just after everything, the death and so on. So it's been 10,000 years. He was lost in the Imperium, 10,000 years. And so, as he arrived again there, he's soon confronted with stuff that, different for him, because 10,000 years had passed between the 13,000 and the 40,000. But he soon starts doing what a Night Lord does. So basically, trying to, he kills people and murder to find the Corona Nox. He uses people, and you get to see how the Night Lords really are effective on dissuasion. Dissuasion, is that the word? I don't know. Of doing stuff. I mean, the way this is presented is like very interesting, because if you see stuff done probably afterwards by other authors, Night Lords, this is a bit different. So, and there is a phrase here that I'm going to read afterwards that depicts this difference, and how they are now and how Night Lords were back in the 30,000 and now, and that's very interesting. So as I said, basically the story, it follows this character going through, well, tribulations to get to that ground, and how he handles everything that is thrown at him. At the same time, we follow this psyker, which is in a new retinue from a new inquisition, because their later one died, and she is trying to. They are from Ordo Zinus, so nothing to do with traitor marines, but well, she senses that he is there and tries to warn the Inquisition. The Inquisition doesn't care about that. The Inquisitor doesn't care, and he just cares about other things, and basically doesn't even let her speak. It's interesting to see that there is kind of nuance how thing happens. I mean, what I mean by this is that this book is different from the later books that I read in 2020 something. Here the Imperium is less good, and everything is brutal, everything is violent, everything is death, and being good or following the Emperor is not that. I mean, it's almost the same thing as chaos. I mean, it's kind of weird. I can't explain it really, but it's something like very odd to feel this Imperium. It's very dark, very grim. This is indeed grim dark. I don't feel that with some of the later books. But okay, that's it. Sorry, I talking about something else. Again, as I said, this you follow these two characters as one tries to thwart his plans, and his plans are going forward. He starts using people that from that city because they think that he is an angel, and an angel, so a space marine, but a good one. They think that he's a good space marine, and they are like a bunch of fanatics from the Emperor, and so they start doing this bidding, thinking that they are doing the good things, and the other ones are dead fallen from the light of the Emperor. It's very cool to see that transition, and he manipulating everything. And at the same time, as I read this, I think, okay, maybe this would have worked better if he was a Alpha Legion Space Marine. And yeah, then in the end there is some final confrontation. You've got in this book then other Night Lords, but the vast majority of the story is going from one character to the other, jumping around to seeing what they can do. And in the end, you will feel that the book is ended. Okay, you know that the book has ended, but then the last couple of pages there is like a transcript, addendum, something like that, which is basically another inquisitor, inquisitor. I can't tell this word. Telling about what happened in that planet back. So basically making a synopsis of the book, and he says that there is that there was some escapees, and so you kind of understand that maybe this story should have gone with a sequel, but Simon Spurrier never wrote anything after this book. So basically he wrote two novels. One was Fire Warrior, and this one, Lord of the Night. To be fair, he was very young. He was like, I mean, when he published this book in 2005, he was 24. So maybe he wrote this at 22, 23. This is an amazing book. So kudos to Simon Spurrier to do this kind of good book at 22 years old. I don't know why he never wrote more books, but alas, that's what it is. And what's interesting here is by the end of the novel, there is a this is not spoiler. There is a there is a talk between two Night Lords, that and made me love this book even more. And what I mean by this is that um, the Night Lord, one of the Night Lords, because the Night Lords came to the town and they destroyed everything and killed and he says something like, "The purpose is fear. It's always fear. Do you taste the terror on this world? It's intoxicating." And Uzahal, which is the main character, felt disgust engulfed him. "You dare when you've fallen so far from his wisdom, Karat. Fear is the weapon, not the goal." So it's kind of interesting to see the Night Lords of 30,000 and the Night Lords of 40,000. And what's most interesting about him is the introspections of Zahal, how the teachings that he gave him, that the Conrad gave him, uh, everything there is beautiful done. I really enjoyed this book. In my stuff, I gave it 96 out of 100, just so you know. So, you know, sorry, a sore throat. You know that this book is going to be good, but it's not a book focused um, on bang bang. It's more or philosophical part. There is some, or there's some graphic stuff here, okay, deaths and so on, but it's more focused on the development of this character and development of her, Mitra. Mitra changes a lot throughout this novel, and although I kind of understood where was going, I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this transformation. I really hoped that I had a second novel to follow this up, alas, but we don't, and that's a shame. So I will give high recommendations for this. 5 out of 5, 95 out, for me, 96 out of 100, so 5 out of 5 without any doubts. One of the best Warhammer 40k novels out there. Thank you.